Hello, math students. Welcome to Module 10, and we're still working in it, and it's called Percent and Proportional Relationships. This is Lesson 10, and it's called Simple Interest, okay? Simple interest, and this is actually something that's kind of important that you're actually probably going to have to use at least 2 or 3 times in your adult life. So the goal for today's lesson is, today we will learn how to determine simple interest. The question that I want you to be thinking about is, what is the formula for simple interest? And there are a couple of things that you need to know. And we're going to learn about those when we practice this problem. So this problem is called, what did you earn? All right, you have $100. You put it into a savings plan, and the plan pays 4.5% interest each year. You will not add or take any money from the account. How much will you make in 1 year and in 5 years? So the thing that you have to understand is that interest, depending on if it's something that you earn or something that you pay, it can give more money, basically. So interest, when it's a benefit to you, helps you earn money that gets added to your amount. And if it's for a home ownership or a loan that you take out, the interest that is earned actually goes to the bank or the loaner that gave you the money. So interest can be good or interest can be annoying, depending on which situation you're using it. In this situation, it's an awesome thing because you're earning more for your money that you have saved. So let's go back and look at it again. It says you have $100. You put it into a savings plan. The plan pays 4.5% interest each year. So that means the bank pays you 4.5% interest each year. You will not add or take any money from your $100, but the bank will. And the bank is going to tell you how much you will make in 1 year and how much you will make in 5 years. Or the bank won't tell you that, but the bank is the one who's putting the money in there, not you. You need to be able to figure out what that would be so that you know that the bank is not gypping you. All right, so we have a table that is very, very helpful. And one of the columns says years, the next column says interest rate, and then the last column says total balance. And so in year 1, that means you put in your $100 and a whole year went by. Well, over that whole year, you never touched it. You never put any money in. You never took any money out. But the whole time, it was earning a 4.5% interest rate. So basically, what you have to do is you have to take your interest rate and multiply it by what's there. Okay? And so if we take 4.5% times 100, okay, and if you would like to see that math, basically it's just saying 4.5, right, over 100 times 100. So if we do that, then this would become 450, right, divided by 100, which would actually give us $4.50. And so if you look at that, that's how we got the ending balance. So the ending balance is 4.5 of $100 is $4.50. Okay, so we know the rate is going to be the exact same, so this will still be $4.50 because your interest rate has not increased. So this one would still be $4.50. This one would still be $4.50. This one would still be $4.50. But what you have to remember now, that's kind of awesome, is that this is going to increase because you earned $4.50 for 1 year, you earn $4.50 for the next year, $4.50 for the following year, $4.50 for the following year, $4.50 for the following year. But the way that we like to figure that out is we're saying, okay, if we do that, then what we're going to take is the amount earned and multiply it by the number of years. So $4.50 times 2, if you do the math, is $9. So you will notice that instead of just having $100 in there, now you have $109. Because basically what you do is you figure out your rate, you multiply it by the number of years it is, and then you add it to the original $100. Okay, so now let's do 450 times 3. So 450 times 3 gives us 1350. So now our answer that would be over here is you're going to take that original $100, add $13.50, and so now in your bank you have $113.50. So then again, you're going to take 450 times 4, and we get $18 this time. So in your account, you have $118. Okay? And then we'll do it one more time. 450 times 5. And so that gives us $22.50. We add that to your original $100, and you get $122.50. Okay? And so that's how you determine the balance in your savings account. After 1 year, it increased by $4.50, so you have $104.50. After 2 years, it increased by another $4.50, which would give you $109. The third year, it increased by another $4.50, which would give you $113.50. A fourth year, it increased by $4.50, so that would give you $118. And then for the fifth year, it increased by another $4.50, so that's how you got $122.50. Another way you can look at it is you're just adding $4.50 every year that you keep it in there, because your interest rate did not change and your original amount of money was $100, and so 4.5% at $100 is $4.50. Okay? So after 1 year, it increased by $4.50. After 5 years, it increases by $22.50. What do you notice when the year changes? Well, the answer to that question is your balance increases, right, by $4.50. So every year that it's in there, your balance increases by $4.50. There is a formula that we use whenever we're working with simple interest, and you need to be really careful with this because you're going to think it's one thing, but it's not. I stands for interest, right? Oh, I should have made my arrow a little longer, sorry. I stands for interest. So this right here is interest that we have earned. P does not stand for percent. It actually stands for principal. And what principal is, the beginning amount. The beginning amount. And in this specific instance, the beginning of the amount was the $100 because that's how much money you started with. So the principal is the beginning of amount that you start with. Okay? The rate is actually the percent. So that's how some kids get confused. The rate is actually the percent that you have. So this one, we have 4.5%, right? And then the time is how long you keep it in there. So if you kept it in there for 1 year, you got $4.50. If you kept it in there for 5 years, you got $22.50. So the time is how long you keep it in your place. The interest is what you earn or what you have to pay, okay? And so it's actually a really helpful formula that helps banks and it helps you as the money owner to be able to figure out what you're working with, all right? So it's kind of nice. All right. So that's all that I have on this lesson. And so let's go back to our goal for today. Today we will learn how to determine simple interest. And the way we did that is we just initially set up the table, figured out what the interest would be, and then we kept adding it on. Okay? Or you can do a more simple way, and that is to use the formula that says interest equals principal times rate times time, or I equals PRT. All right. That's all I have for you in this lesson, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.